This is Rummy's Corner. Is Anthony Joshua finished at the elite level following his loss against Daniel Dubois? Cutting straight to the point, I don't necessarily believe he's finished at the elite level. To be sure, the loss against Dubois is a major setback. Joshua absorbed a great deal of punishment in that one, and it was pretty one-sided from start to finish. Dubois set the tone early, performed brilliantly, and he beat him up in dominant fashion, dropping him 4 times along the way, the last of which earned Dubois the spectacular knockout victory. Anthony Joshua has bounced back from losses before. His first loss was a shocking upset against Andy Ruiz Jr. Ruiz dropped him 4 times in that one, the last of which scored the victory. Sounds familiar. In his very next fight, AJ avenged that loss with a lopsided unanimous decision victory. AJ's second and third losses both came against reigning heavyweight king Alexander Usyk. He rebounded from those losses with 4 wins in a row, which included a victory against Otto Wallin, whom I believe was a legit top 10 heavyweight going into that one, where he was coming off of a nice win against Gassiev. AJ followed that one up with a highlight reel knockout against Francis Ngannou. And for what it's worth, Ngannou gave Fury a good run just before that. The biggest problem for AJ has always been about his mental state. As Emmanuel Stewart once told me, great champions are born a certain way, with a special inner fortitude that allows them to persevere, overcome adversity, and fight on in the midst of a brutal battle. A degree of self-belief that goes even beyond what most elite prize fighters are capable of. Joshua exhibited a lot of these types of traits in his career-defining victory against Vladimir Klitschko all the way back in 2017, back when he still had the confidence that came with being an undefeated champion. He got up from a vicious knockdown, he hung in there, he fought his way back, and ultimately he stopped an all-time great in Klitschko. Vladimir may have been 41 years old, but AJ showed something special in that one. He never exhibited those same traits ever again, however. He won 3 in a row after the Klitschko win, including a solid points win in a unification bout against Joseph Parker, and a stoppage win against Alexander Povetkin, who was 39 at that time. Then came the disaster against Ruiz in what was supposed to be his big breakthrough fight in America. Since suffering the loss against Ruiz, the questions surrounding AJ's mental state have been constant, in large part because he has no longer been the same fighter. He won the rematch without needing to take it out of first gear, where Ruiz showed up terribly out of shape. Then he stopped Pulev, who was also 39 years old at that time. Then he suffered back-to-back losses against Usyk, and he threw a bit of a tantrum after losing the rematch. A bit of a mental meltdown. He followed that up with the 4 wins in a row before getting absolutely destroyed by Dubois. And again, that was such a devastating beatdown, physically and mentally. It is difficult to imagine AJ bouncing back from that. Sure, he has previously beaten some good guys who can punch, in Klitschko, Povetkin, and Helenius, but those guys were all getting up there in age. He can beat top-level heavyweights like Parker and Wallin, neither of whom was ever known as being a big puncher. And he avenged the loss against Ruiz where he came in overweight. So I have no doubt that Anthony Joshua, a man who has universally been recognized as a top 4 heavyweight dating back to 2016, I have no doubt he can still beat some good fighters. He can still earn lots and lots of money, and depending on how alphabet politics unfold, he may even land another title shot. But given his mental state has always been the big question mark since Ruiz won, where he never looked the same after, it's difficult to imagine Joshua avenging his loss against Dubois the way he did Ruiz. Maybe he can beat Dubois, but that seems extremely unlikely because unlike the loss to Ruiz, AJ was never really in the fight against Dubois. Maybe he'd have a good shot against Fury, who isn't a powerhouse puncher. Maybe he can beat Parker again, although that's not a given. Maybe he can beat a well-rounded body puncher like Cabiel. Or maybe he can even beat Zhang or Bakoli. I don't know. The fact remains, however, AJ's last 3 losses all came against guys who were ranked inside the top 10, with 2 of those losses coming against the heavyweight king. The same type of thing can be said of Deontay Wilder, whose recent losses were against Fury twice, Parker, and Jong. Joshua and Wilder haven't been losing against nobodies, but both seem to be lacking in championship drive and determination that was once there. Maybe a fight against Wilder can finally come together, where the risk isn't as high as a rematch against Dubois. Or maybe AJ can even have a rubber match with Ruiz. Bottom line for me, I'm not going to completely write AJ off just yet, and I think there are a lot of guys inside the top 10 he could potentially beat. So in that sense, I think he can at least be competitive at the elite level against some top heavyweights. Can AJ bounce back and resurrect his career? Or will he never be close to the same, where fans retroactively deride his career as mostly smoke and mirrors, like they have done with Wilder, claiming he was highly protected with a manufactured career? What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.